Up, guys? The Bench Buddies are back, and we're doing a March Madness rankings. All the teams, all 68 teams. I know two teams have already played already, with two more losing tonight. It's going to be 1-64, but you'll see this video after that. But let's just dive right into it. Last, we got Texas A&M, Corpus Christi Islanders. They lost last night against Texas Southern. Very close game, but they would have had to play Kansas, so that would have been a loss anyways. A team that squeaked in, won their conference tournament in the Southland, but didn't come out victorious last night. 67th, we get the Wright State Raiders, won the Horizon League to get here. They're playing tonight against Bryant. I think it's going to be a good matchup. You got Tanner Holden and Peter Kiss, two high scorers facing off against each other, but it should be a good game tonight. 66th, we get the Texas Southern Tigers, who won the SWAC. They beat that Texas A&M Corpus Christi team last night. Now they face Kansas. They're started 0-7, and now they're 19-5, which is pretty remarkable. And they're very good at rebounding the ball, as we saw last night, which is why they got the victory. 65th, we get the Georgia State Panthers. Well, you can already chalk up a loss for them. They're playing Gonzaga in the first round. They were off to a hot start, but they went 6-9 to finish the season. They're a bad shooting team, just a very bad matchup in Gonzaga. 64th, we got the Cal State Fullerton Titans. Don't really see them making any 15-2 upsets here against Duke. Very bad matchup going against Duke. Really shouldn't even be a game after the first 5 minutes. 63rd, we got the Norfolk State Spartans. They won the MEAC, and they got Baylor in the first round. Being a 16 seed is always a tough task. But they are a good shooting team. They're on a hot streak, and it could be close in the first half, but I don't really see them, pulling a UMBC. 62nd, we get the Bryant Bulldogs. Peter Kiss, who I mentioned earlier, leads the nation in points per game. Really good rebounding team, third in the nation. And I think they're going to give Wright State some fits in advance in tonight's game. 61st, we get the Delaware Blue Hens. Another tough matchup in Villanova as a 2 seed. Finished the season 3-3, really 0-3 in the regular season, but they won their conference tournament. They're a bad rebounding team. Villanova's a good rebounding team. They love to score, and it's just not a good matchup for Delaware. 60th, we got the St. Peter's Peacocks. Won the MAAC, have Kentucky in the first round. They'd like to keep it low scoring and play defense, but Kentucky loves to score, run the floor. Not a good matchup, and I think Kentucky is going to run away with that one in the second half. 59th, we got the Colgate Raiders, and here's where something you want to know about going in the game. They're currently on a 15-game win streak. I think it's a matchup that Wisconsin wouldn't want to face, in the first round, where a 14-3 upset could happen here. They're really good at getting others involved, 17.2 assists per game. And on that 15-game win streak, it's something you don't want to, run into if you're that Wisconsin team after exiting their first game in the Big Ten tournament. 58th, we got the Montana State Bobcats, won the Big Sky, going against Texas Tech. They love to score, but Texas Tech loves to play defense. So this one could be an interesting matchup. But something worth noting is they did dominate in the Big Sky to get here. They won by 21 points versus Northern Colorado in the championship. 57th, we have the Longwood Lancers. They won the Big South to get here. They faced Tennessee in the first round. They're a very good team, but they have a very bad matchup in Tennessee. Top 50 in points per game, top 100 in rebounds per game. But, Tennessee, just with their versatility, what run they're on right now, won the SEC, and it's just a very unfortunate matchup for this Longwood team. 13th, we've got the Akron Zips. They won the MAC. Now they face UCLA. Not a favorable matchup, but it could be done in the upset. Ali will have to put up big numbers, carry this team. He'll probably have to put up at least 30 for them to really have a shot. He could do it, but I just don't know. It depends on Juzang if he plays with his ankle injury. That if he doesn't go, then you never know. 55th, we got the Richmond Spiders. Won the A10 on a shocker, and they beat Dayton. They beat Davidson, and now they're here playing Iowa in the first round. A very, very tough matchup coming off a hot Iowa team who loves to score. And they're bad at rebounding, so Iowa's going to get lots of second chance looks, and that's not what you want to see if you're Richmond. 54th, we got the Yale Bulldogs. They won the Ivy League, and it seems like every year whoever wins the Ivy League plays a very competitive first-round game. And Purdue, they might struggle a little bit, but that the 2 7-footers is something that you can't guard for Yale. And I think that's why I wrote here, the close first half, blown out in second half. once Purdue makes those adjustments, I really don't see this being a game. 53rd, we got the Jacksonville State Gamecocks. They won the ASUN by default. They won the regular season, but didn't win the conference tournament because Bellemare, they won the conference tournament. They weren't eligible for the tournament, so it went to Jacksonville State here. And could they be the next Oral Roberts of last year? You know, they're misseeded. They probably should have been around in the 13. Very high scoring team. And if Auburn, plays like they do and play the other team's level, I really think Jacksonville State could win this game. 52nd, we get the Iowa State Cyclones. They can't really score and rebound consistently, but when they piece that together, this is a very good team. Will Wade leaving LSU will help Iowa State here in the first round because you do have a interim coach. Don't know how they're going to play, but you know how Iowa State's going to play. After having 2 wins last year, they're very thankful to be here. And a big congrats to them as well. 51st, we got the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Squeaked in. They're a bubble team. They played tonight against Rutgers. Bad matchup against Rutgers. Big Ten is really just dominated this year, having 9 teams in the tournament. But one thing that will help Notre Dame is they will have their best players on the floor because they never foul. They're eighth least amount of fouls this year out of all the teams in Division I. So that's something for Notre Dame that they do have as a positive going into tonight. 50th, we got the UAB Blazers, the 12 seed out of the Conference USA. They're facing Houston. They love to score. I think this game will be a shootout. It'll be closer than a lot of people think. If Houston had Sasser, I think it would be game-changing. They'd probably win by 10 to 15, but I think this really could be a one-possession game coming down to that last minute. Just UAB, put them on the upset alert. 49th, we got Rutgers. Notre Dame, I think they can breeze past them, and they could be the next great first 4 team to advance and possibly go to the Sweet 16. With a win tonight against Notre Dame, they face Alabama, who's very inconsistent. Then they would face the 3 seed. I can't remember who it is, but definitely a winnable game for them. Rutgers, if you want a sleeper team, this is the team here. 48th, we got the Chattanooga Mocs. Won the Southern League to get here. They face Illinois. They're going to struggle slowing down Kofi Coburn with their size, but they are big at the point guard and shooting guard position. So that's an advantage that they do have. And Malachi Smith, very good scorer. So they're going to have a tough time slowing him down. And this matchup is very interesting. It depends how it goes. If Chattanooga can shoot and they get Kofi in foul trouble early, then don't be surprised if the Mocs pull off the upset. 47th, with San Francisco Dons. They won, or they got in the tournament by default, and an at-large team, out of the West Coast Conference. It speaks highly of them. Normally, it's just Gonzaga that makes it. We got 3 teams this year out of the West Coast. They do have a favorable matchup against Murray State, but I don't know. It's definitely going to be an interesting game here. You have Murray State, San Francisco, 2 teams, mid-major teams looking to win and face a 2 seed Kentucky more than likely. But they are flying under the radar here, and a team that nobody really talked about. 46, get the Wyoming Cowboys, who lost last night against Indiana. They didn't really play well at all. Hunter Maldonado, he did good, but other than that, he had no help. Indiana really should have blown them out by even more, but they struggled mightily in the first half. 45th, we got the New Mexico State Aggies. Upset. Watch out for the upset here. I'm not picking the upset, but it will be a close game no matter what happens here. They're a well-balanced team. They can score. They can defend. And that's trouble for UConn, who's very inconsistent. 44th, we got the Vermont Catamounts. 44th, we got the Vermont Catamounts out of the American East. 28-5, 10th in the nation in opponents' points per game. They love to play defense. And it's an intriguing upset pick. If you're looking for a 13-4 upset, I would say this is your best shot. Arkansas, they got the Muss Bus going. He was reeling, and then they kind of took a step back, where Vermont has just kind of been kept going forward here. Definitely a team to look out for. 43rd, we got Michigan Wolverines, and without Devontae Jones tomorrow, it's going to be a tough game, but I think others can step up to get that win for them. I really am surprised that my Wolverines aren't in the playing game, but I'll take it. It's better being officially in than playing to get in. But if they want to win some games, they got to be able to shoot the 3-ball well, and that's something that they can't do. So if they win, it's probably Colorado State. It's probably going to be their only game that they're probably going to win this tournament. 42nd, we got Indiana, who's moving on against Wyoming. They struggled, still won, but I really think that they can give St. Mary's a run for their money as well in the next round. And we're just going to have to see how Trace Jackson Davis does. 41st, we got the Marquette Golden Eagles coming in at a 9 seed from the Big East, playing UNC. Very tough matchup. UNC is reeling. They're on a hot streak right now. And they're 6-8 this year against tournament teams, which is a very interesting stat. I thought it would be a little lower, but it's not, right around 500. But Shaka Smart looks to get Marquette their first tournament win in a long time. 40th, we got the Michigan State Spartans, 7 seed in the West. The matchup, 10 seed Davidson, tough matchup. Foster Lawyer going against his old school here in Michigan State. It's definitely gonna be a close game. I think Davidson will pull off the upset, but if they don't, Coach K and Izzo will more than likely match up in the second round for one last meeting, and then after that, who knows? But State, they've been a good team when they have been lower seeded and made some runs. So watch out. 39th, we got the Memphis Tigers, 9 seed in the West. So if they win this, they're playing Gonzaga. They got Boise State though. You got to get past them. The Broncos, who won the Mountain West, they're 12-2 in their last 14. Memphis is very hot team, and Penny Hardaway is looking to get Memphis finally their first tournament win since he's been there. 38th, we've got the Seton Hall Pirates coming out of the Big East, the 8 seed in the South. They face TCU. It should be a slugfest, but the thing that worries me is them getting involved. Only 10.4 assists per game. It's not a lot of assists. So there are lots of ISO basketball, and I think that's not good formula for a win here in the tournament. 37th, we got the other side of that game, the TCU Horned Frogs. They've beaten Kansas, Texas, Texas Tech all in the last month. They're coming in, with that swagger, can beat the best teams. And I really don't see how they lose to Seton Hall here just because it's an easier matchup than those 3 teams. But you never know, and TCU should at least get one win here. 36th, we got the Loyola Chicago Ramblers coming out of the MVC. Never bet against Sister Jean, and she's dancing yet again. She'll be there. And the Ohio State matchup is a very favorable matchup, but it's going to be a coin flip game coming down to the wire on Friday. 35th, we got the Davidson Wildcats, 27-6, coming out of the A10, lost in the championship. But they got Michigan State, Foster Lawyers, old school. He was a captain there. He's a captain here at Davidson. I think he's going to dominate. And they really could give Duke a run for their money as well. So, if you're looking for a, 10, 11 seed, I think Davidson's your best bet at the 10 seed if you want Coach K to exit early. But that's going to be it for the video today. If you liked it, hit that like button down below. Subscribe to our channel. We're almost to 100 subscribers. We'll be doing a giveaway of an autographed item there. But until the next time, the Bench Buddies are out.
She never called back.